Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a great weekend. We're back here on the WSE Lounge, and if you see me get up before the show started, I went to change into my custom-made General Hospital shirt representing Ian Buchanan, because he is formerly Duke Lavery, as you all know, of General Hospital. And on Bold and the Beautiful, he is Dr. James Warwick. But right now, without any further ado, what you all been waiting for and I've been waiting for, let's welcome back to the WSE Lounge this time, because the last time he was on, it was under another name. Let's welcome back to the WSE Lounge Mr. Ian Buchanan from General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, All My Children, and Bold and the Beautiful, and Port Charles.
Yes. Hi, hello, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, sir?
Doing very well. We're having one of our very few rainy days here in Los Angeles. So I'm kind of like just sort of looking out, watching the rain fall, which people on the East Coast right now have snow, but this is our spring, I suppose. But feet wet, actually, I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Oh, great. Y'all don't get much rain up there in California, do you?
We need it. We need it, but it's kind of it's when it rains, it does literally pour. It's like just deluge that just runs down the streets. It becomes like a river. So.
Oh man.
And every time they say it's going to rain, it doesn't. But this time it did.
So it's kind of like when they have the hurricanes in Florida, I guess. Kind of getting rain from. I mean, even though it's not a hurricane, I mean, kind of getting like rain from the hurricane is what you mean, like a downpour.
Yeah, and usually the rains follow the fires, which means then we have mudslides. But it's going to be over by night. So.
Okay. Well, that's good, and the last time you were on the show, we spoke about your modeling career, but what I'm interested in knowing, can you tell everyone out there how you got into acting and became the notarized character of Duke Lavery on General Hospital?
Well, I was modeling, and the Ford Model Agency brought me to America,
Mm-hmm.
New York, in 1980. And when after I was there, I was working around the world, but I kind of was interested in becoming an actor, and I studied in New York. I went to Lee Strasberg and
Mm-hmm.
started doing little plays and showcases. And I got an agent, and then I was working as an actor by 1985, and then somebody from ABC, the network, had come to see something I did at the Actors Studio, I believe, and flew me out to LA to test for General Hospital, and that was the role of Duke Lavery. So where that came.
Wow. That is incredible to me, because, and it's kind of, you're going to laugh at this, Ian, but 1985, I was 3 years old. I was born in 83, so I was just a youngster then. So, wow. Yeah.
No, I don't expect that you saw much of me in the 80s.
No. I didn't see much of any soap opera in the 80s. But
I had the Scottish version of your accent back then, so
Oh, how cool.
I started out with that, so I had to modify that, although Lavery was Scottish, but he had to be understood, which was kind of a little bit which was the problem initially for me. I think they almost went so far as to subtitle my scenes, but I very quickly lost the heaviest part of my accent. That was then, along when you were 3 years old.
Well, I gotta say, I love talking to you, because I love your accent. I mean, it's so cool, and I've had people, with your accent, tell me, well, I like your accent. It's like a country redneck accent, that I have, but that's good. I mean, because people are they're all over the world. I mean, you got the Australian accents, and Scotland accents, and you got all kind of different accents out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it makes everything so interesting and so rich.
Now here's another question for you, and I don't know if this has been covered, and it probably has in the ABC Soaps and Death magazine and Soap Opera Digest, I'm sure. But I'm going to ask you this anyway. What was it like for you when you were told that you were being killed off GH as Duke Lavery? And because I know the fans want to know this, do you think that Duke Lavery will return one day?
When I was initially told, I think I was very disappointed, but I was not so much disappointed with myself. I thought it was kind of not. I just didn't think it was the best. I didn't think it was the best thing to do for considering a legacy character, and also I kind of had a sense of how the fan base would react to that. I kind of, he'd been dead before, of course. He'd been come back as a person, come back as phase on as Duke. So I never really, I kind of initially, I sort of thought, well, I'd only really gone back for the 50th anniversary, and I'd been there for 3 years and had a really nice time. And the schedule, I could handle the schedule, I wasn't working too hard, but I loved it. Of course, I've always loved the character. I love the people that I work with. I love the cast and the crew, really involved with the show. So I was kind of thinking like, well, whatever this is, that obviously will pass and then become something else. But I think they kind of really, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, they wanted the character dead. They wanted the character really dead, and I think I was the least upset about it. Really, I was kind of like a little. That's kind of a shock. I think a lot of people were very upset about it. Still remain pretty upset about it. But as for going back, I don't know. I would have to think about it. If that ever came up, I would definitely come on that very carefully. Probably, I don't know. I'm not so sure how I feel about that. I think I've sort of definitely moved on in my life, other areas. Very happy doing what I'm doing, and I'd see. I don't know. I've been very happy to go back to Bold and Beautiful when I'm available to do that. That's great. I love that. So but I never say never. So.
Well, I know that when you were on GH, you had the storyline history with Finola Hughes, Anna, and I know that you're also good friends with Rebecca Badig, who played Hayden, and I hated when they killed Hayden off. I didn't really necessarily agree with it, but I had to just go along with it, and you saying one day that never say never, and I know that right now there is a doctor I'm sure that you're aware of that's on General Hospital that is supposedly Duke Lavery's son, Griffin Monroe. What are your thoughts on that, on Griffin never getting to actually meet you as Duke Lavery on the show?
Well, I think, of course, that's just, it's just the way it's played out. I think it's very unfortunate because the only thing Duke ever wanted to have was a family.
Yeah.
He got to have Robin as his family. And I think, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I just was something earlier that Anna was talking about Duke again today. So
Oh, wow.
it's like seriously, I move on, can everybody else just move on?
Yeah, I know what you mean. You played a legacy character for so long, and if you've been let go from something, and you're going on to new adventures, and you're doing something else in your life, then you think, well, if just like you said, if you can move on, then why can't everybody else move on and just let you be who you want to be? You know what I mean? Somebody else.
Yeah.
Uh,
From my experience, I was very lucky with everything that all the things that I've done. That people that like Duke like followed me to other things that I did. So they weren't just purely.
oh
They
yeah.
followed me to Bold and Beautiful, and of course, all my children was the same network, but also to Gary Shandling and Twin Peaks. So I've been very, very fortunate that people have made other things that I do. People, even Ladies of the Lake that I did last year.
Oh yeah. The Amazon Prime series got Jessica Morse in it and Kathleen Getty. Yeah.
Just got nominated for an Annie, which is very exciting.
And I was going to congratulate you on that. Congratulations, because
I think they just announced it yesterday. It's like very good news.
yeah.
That was kind of.
Now, are you gonna be on the next season of Ladies of the Lake? Because I know on the last one.
Unless I come back as a ghost again.
Okay.
I was definitely dead on that too. So.
Well, I felt, and not taking anything away from Wally, I felt so sorry for Wally. He's been on the show before too, but I felt so sorry for Wally when I was watching it, because he didn't even get to last long at all. He was in the car, and then his car goes into the garage, and that's it. Wally Kurth is gone. I mean, I felt bad for him on there, but and I heard that Mark Samuel told me a while back that he's gonna be in season 3, the upcoming season of Ladies of the Lake. So so that should be good.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think Michael Caruso is doing it's wonderful. Production values are great. He's interesting, great casting, using very popular, the slightly offbeat actors, which is great. Not using just kind of mainstream people, very diverse, and I think it's wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Love the way they shot it. I loved the book. I loved Ken Corday wrote the original book, which was a great book. And they turned it into this great thing that people just, it's been very successful, and I think it's a wonderful, the quality is excellent. I was very proud to be part of it, and also very proud to be nominated.
Most definitely, most definitely. Fans, you got any questions for Ian Buchanan? Please leave them below if you got any questions or comments, and I will direct them over to Ian. Now, I want to ask you one more question pertaining to Duke Lavery, and then we will move on from that. What was your favorite scene on GH as Duke Lavery?
My favorite scene, I liked, when I think it was it was Duke 30 years ago, and then it was Duke, most recently.
Mm-hmm.
I had favorite scenes way back then, and but I liked I definitely liked some of the scenes this last go around when Duke was sort of struggling to survive, struggling to prove himself, be a man again, and be not wanting to be victim of, either Fizan or what do they call it? The other family, the Jeromes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. I love that stuff. It was just great to play because it was just very interesting to play that. It was kind of just what I think what soap operas, the scenes were written the way soap operas they're supposed to be. Not like, they're big and they're emotional and they're passionate. And I like that. I like to play that because I think that's what soap is, what daytime drama is.
Oh yeah, and
never been a fan of, subtle performance. So if that's the movie, that's not soap opera. We can all do subtle, but balls out, I like scenes like that. Noel and I love we love to play stuff like that.
oh yeah. But one other fans, if you got any questions or comments for Ian, please leave them below, and I'll direct your questions or comments over to Ian. one other question though, and this is kind of about your character, but it's also about General Hospital's Duke Later, because I don't think you've ever been asked this question, and I just come up with this question out of the blue because I thought of the nurses' ball, and you know I know the storyline passed of the nurses' ball through the years, and this is the last question of Duke Later, but I just wanted to know if you had an option, if they gave you a choice and you were still on General Hospital at the nurses' ball, would you rather perform with Rick Springfield or Eddie Main? I just had to throw that out there, Ian. I'm sorry, I just had to.
Probably Rick Springfield, but I don't know. Maybe does he dance the tango? I don't know.
I got a question from a fan. Toph Wilkerson says loved his performance in Stargate SG-1 as a replicator. Did you want to return to Stargate in some form?
Yeah, I liked it. I had a great time doing that, and they actually talked about maybe doing more of it, have the replicants come back. I think maybe they brought one. I think I was replicant 1, and I think maybe replicant 5 got to go back several times because he had to live in Vancouver and I didn't. So, but I liked it. I had a great time doing that. It was great working with Harry and Eddie Dean and a couple of the other cast I knew from here. But yeah, I loved that. It was great. I still signed the cards. You know, I had like they made these cards with Stargate.
Yeah.
G1 little cards, and every time I do something, like somebody has a card and I sign it. So.
Wow, that is so cool. Now, didn't that young man that he committed suicide a couple years ago? Didn't he play on that show, the one that was on Free Willy, I believe it was?
Oh, I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about? He had blonde hair.
No, I don't know who that is.
I can't remember what his name is. It might have not been that show, but I was thinking it was. Toph Wilkerson also said, also my grandmother loved you as James on Bold and the Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I don't think there's a granny in America that doesn't love either James or Duke.
Oh yeah, I have to agree with you 100% on that. And speaking of Bold and the Beautiful, we are moving over to Bold and the Beautiful now. You are now over on Bold and the Beautiful. Well, at least the last time I seen you, you was over there as Dr. James Warwick, returning and helping Sheila of all people. So I'm guessing that Sheila had a past relationship with Dr. James Warwick back before I started watching Bold and the Beautiful.
She was his patient, and then he married her. They had a child together.
Oh wow! So who's the child? Are they still on there?
The child, I think, has. I'm not sure. Maybe the child is about to show up. I'm not sure. I wasn't there, like when neither Sheila nor James were there. The child was around, but then I think the child was called Mary, and then I think they changed the name, and now she's going to be 25 years old. I think maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't. I need to. I need to turn on the television and see if the child is there.
That's interesting, and I look forward to that, and I'm sure the other Bold and the Beautiful fans out there do. And Toph Wilkerson said, he said I was thinking about Sequest, about the blonde-headed guy. He said I was thinking about Sequest.
All right. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. He said great interview, and he has to run. Okay, you take care, Topher, and thank you for the questions.
Thank you very much.
Have you had the opportunity to work with, and I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, and Ian, you can correct me on this, Ingo Redemecker, is that how you say it?
Redemecker. No, I know Ingo, but we haven't worked together.
Okay.
I didn't work BH, and I haven't worked with him on B&B.
Okay, because I know now he's over there as Thorne Forrester. And you know, 2 weeks ago, I had the honor of interviewing Shirley Spectra, Patricia Durbo, who plays Shirley Spectra on the show, and I, you know, I was saddened to see the news the other day that you know, Patricia, who plays Shirley Spectra, and Sally and Coco and all the other Spectras are going to be taking off Bold and the Beautiful. I was saddened to see that news.
Oh, I didn't. You know, I had not seen that.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, Patricia got nominated, I think, for a couple of Emmys yesterday.
Was that from Ladies of the Lake also, or?
I think so, Ladies of the Lake, and also for something else. And she's hosting an award show on Tuesday, the Indies, and I got nominated for supporting actor, and I think she got nominated for supporting actress, but she's hosting the show at the Colony Theater here in LA. So.
Oh, well, that's
on Tuesday. So.
that is very very cool. And speaking of Bold and the Beautiful, do you think that James Warwick and Sheila will bring Deacon Sharp into the mix on Bold and the Beautiful?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know, because I know that Sheila and Deacon Sharp have a very storied history as well. So
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
On scheming and everything, and so I mean, you know, I think that would be interesting, though. I mean, if y'all three work together as the evil villains of Both the Beautiful, and you know, I mean, that would be very interesting, and you know, you got everybody wondering now who shot Bill Forrester,
Right.
because I mean
see,
Bill Spencer. Sorry, Bill Spencer.
Bill Spencer. I
Yes.
don't see James joining them in evil. I see James like trying to kind of like get in their way and try to like stop them. But yeah, who knows? I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, you know, because I know Sheila is a suspect, you know, with Bill Spencer on, you know, who shot him, and his sons are Liam and Wyatt, and I mean, so you know, who knows who that's going to be? But I did hear that this week it's supposed to be revealed who is the shooter of Bill Spencer, and you know, it wouldn't surprise me if you showed up out of nowhere as Dr. James Warwick and you were the shooter. I'm just kidding with you.
No. Well, I won't confirm or deny that, but
Okay. What was it like for you being on the Nanny TV show with Franz Dresser?
it was great. I loved. I've known Fran for a long time, and her husband and I, her then husband he still produces her show.
Uh-huh.
We've been friends, and it was great. I had a great time. I got in originally to meet them with a pilot with my sister, whatever her boss was, and Charles, who was also very much. He got that, and they, you know, she said, like, when it comes up, we're going to bring you in, and they did, which was great. I had a great time. It was funny. I think I've just been playing it because, you know, when I go out these days, people like, you know, for so many years, was so used to just talking about, you know, like the old Duke and wave, but now they're like, hey, we just saw the Nanny, and I'm like, oh my God. You know, it's nice. It's all nice. I love Columbo's dynamic a lot too. So.
Yeah, that was a great show. I always enjoyed watching the Nanny, and I always enjoy watching reruns of the Nanny when it comes on.
Yeah, it's great. It was great. It was great fun, and also, I think then with the Nanny and Culver Studios, which I think is not Amazon, just purchased it, running out of their production, but it was a great thought because the soundstage next door was the #1 show at the time, a comedy. I just kind of like, but it was great. You know, we go to those lots, we go to work. It was just the best day. You run into all sorts of people, either they're making movies or doing television shows. That's like General Hospital's on the same lot as Grey's Anatomy, so it makes it interesting to go to work in Hollywood.
Oh yeah. That's that's really a neat thing, you know, because I think last time you were on, we were speaking about that with Grey's Anatomy being not too far from General Hospital and everything, and you know, I'm sure that it's incredible, you know, being able to film these different soap operas and everything because I think now correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't General Hospital, aren't they on one of the biggest lots in California, if not the biggest lot?
They're on the biggest sound stage
Uh
in the
huh.
city. But that sound stage was built in '87, I think. But the lot itself, Prospect, is one of the oldest film lots in Hollywood.
Wow, that is that's
Yeah.
incredible. Now speaking of TV shows, I just happened to think about something, and I got to ask you this, and this wasn't wrote down. This was just something that come out of my head. Um, because I know that as a fan, I'm excited. Next Tuesday, and you know where I'm going with this, Ian. Next Tuesday is the return of Roseanne. Are you looking forward to that? I mean, I remember that laugh over 30 years ago, and now it's coming back.
I tell you, I don't watch much television, but
Uh huh.
I'm a great fan of Laurie Metcalf. I've worked with her. We did a sitcom. I guessed on a sitcom she was on. My love interest.
Uh
She's
huh.
phenomenal.
Now is that Darlene?
The sister, yeah.
Okay.
And she's had the career she's had is just phenomenal between Broadway. She's on Broadway right now in Three Tall Women.
Uh huh.
Just got nominated Ladybug, the Oscar, and Roseanne. It's just amazing. So I'll probably watch some of it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Sarah Gilbert too.
Yeah. Sarah Gilbert was Darlene, and then the one you're talking about that was Jackie, right? Jackie.
Jackie, yes,
Jackie.
Jackie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that I think that'll be interesting to see. And also, you were on one of my favorite shows growing up as a kid. You were actually a guest star on there, The Flash, with
Oh yeah.
John Wesley Shipp, who was the original Flash. What was it like for you working with him?
Also with Amanda Pays, and she and I had actually modeled together, like back in London in
Uh
the
huh.
70s. And she's now married to my friend Corbin Burns, so he and I modeled in New York together. His mother was Jeannie Cooper, the lovely Jeannie Cooper. I had a great time doing that. I mean, it was all night shoots, which is how the whole thing was shot at night. Like that's how they shot that entire series. It was great fun. I loved it. It was great fun.
That's just so fascinating to me because I remember watching that as a kid growing up, and John Wesley Shipp. Now he's in a radio western. I actually interviewed. He came back to the show last week. David A. Gregory. I don't know if you know David or not. He's written and created the radio western called Powder Burns, and
Oh
uh,
wow.
and John Wesley Shipp is playing a blind sheriff in the radio series, and David A. Gregory plays Deputy Bell. David A. Gregory played on One Life to Live as Robert Ford, and he's got several nominations and everything for his show, and it's kind of like in the old days when you listen to Lone Ranger on the radio or
Yeah.
Gunsmoke, and I just think it's so fascinating. And his season finale is airing this spring of Powder Burns, and it also stars. He's had Ed Asner on there, and he had the late James Garner. He was on there as a guest star,
Oh
and
brilliant.
and later
That
this.
Maverick. Was he Maverick? James Conner?
Yes, he was, yes, and
I love radio plays. In fact, when even now I love to listen to the radio. And when I first started on General Hospital, and I wasn't totally familiar radio, which was kind of fascinating, and it was a great training for me, a great understanding of just how to use your voice, how to tell a story, and how to really, like, because, I was pretty naive at the time.
Oh, yeah.
I think, every time I'd say, why do I have to keep repeating stuff? And I think, oh, people are listening. You have to keep repeating.
I wanted to correct something. It wasn't James Garner. It was Robert Vaughn. He was a guest on there. Robert Vaughn was the one that was on there as a guest.
Oh, okay.
But on the season finale coming up later this spring, Eddie Alderson, who's had stage 4 lymphoma cancer, who played Matthew Buchanan on One Life to Live, he's going to be guest starring on there, and also what's her name? She played Taya Delgado on One Life to Live, but I can't. Lorenzo something. I can't pronounce her name too good, but
oh, I know who that is. I know who she is.
okay. Yeah. Well, the name of the website, if you want to listen to the shows, there's only 7. There's only 6 of them now, and the 7th one will be coming out this spring. Is www.powderburnswest.com. And,
cool.
yeah, and it's only like it's like some shows are 17 minutes long, and some of them are like 20 something minutes long, but it's really good and really interesting. I think you'll get a kick out of it. And this kind of leads me into my next question to you. If you could be in any type of movie, what would you rather be in? A Western, a Lifetime movie, a comedy, or sci-fi, and why?
I like comedy.
Comedy?
I like comedy if I was going to be, and sci-fi. I'm not a great, sci-fi I like, and I kind of appreciate it and respect it. Westerns I like, but I like comedy.
Okay, well, that's a good enough answer. And have you ever thought about being in any other web series besides Ladies of the Lake, like Tainted Dreams or The Bay? Have you ever thought about being in any of them?
I'm absolutely open to. I was so unfamiliar with any of it, and I didn't really know kind of. My experience with Ladies of the Lake was so wonderful and so positive. I'm totally open to. Totally. I think it's definitely a new frontier, and it's opened up a lot of things to a lot of people. I just think it's a great way to tell the story, and people seem to really respond to it, the format of it. So, I never really have watched a lot of television, but I certainly watch stuff when I'm online, and I look at clips of stuff, look at highlights and things, which is because I'm a reader mostly, so I kind of, I absolutely can, completely devote myself to certain characters' story when I'm reading, but when I'm watching something, I'm happy just to watch a bit of it, or just to check in and see it. I love the way, I love the way they look, I love the way they're shot, I love the standard of performance is just wonderful. So, I'm totally open. As long as I'm happy. I just like to be happy. I don't want to be.
Oh yeah, you don't want to be just.
I don't want to be miserable because you're playing a lot of strum and drums and a lot of kind of highly emotional stuff. And I need to be happy to play that stuff.
So speaking of reading, for all the readers out there, I mean, I've read a few books. Do you have any books out there any book out there that you would recommend?
I read so much. I read like a book a day. So
Oh wow! For me, it takes. I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. For me, it takes sometimes about 2 weeks to get down one book.
I can read on. I read on the treadmill. I read. I read when I wake up in the morning. I kind of read, and I totally. I get totally engrossed in what I'm reading. So I recommend everything I read because I think it's such a wonderful gift. I mean, to me, it's like there's a charity that I work off of it. Literacy to third world countries and also, to some places in this country too. And it's a wonderful thing. It's great. I was very fortunate. Sort of a state education in Scotland, being able to read and write from the time I was 5. It's a great gift for me. I've loved it. I've loved it ever since. I just appreciate it every single day.
Now, I wanted to ask you something, because I know that I know you would know this, because I have no idea, but I've always wondered, where did the idea in Scotland come from of the like the skirts, like the shirts, they're wearing, they do the van pipes and all that.
Kilt?
Yeah, the kilt. I can't think of the name of it. The kilt. Yeah. Where did that idea come from?
Well, I mean, from my understanding, it was something that you used as a blanket to sleep in.
Uh-huh.
And then you just got up and you wrapped it around and tied a belt around it, and then you could actually run. It's easier to climb and to run through heather.
Yeah.
It's easier to do that. You don't have restricted roads. I think that's where probably came from. But probably somebody else would know better than I do. So maybe enemies out there listening, and they have more information. I'd be very curious. I'll check it later.
Okay. Yeah, I always wonder that, and I appreciate you answering that question for me. But yeah, I mean.
From when I was like 3, I had a kilt when I was 3 years old. And then, every Sunday we wear a kilt. So I grew up with it. I never thought to ask where it came from.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's holidays out there and stuff that you often wonder, but like St. Patrick's Day, and there's other holidays out there and other things. You look around and you say, where'd that come from? It's like something that I've always wanted to see a video of, but I've never been able to find. Is like, I know that trees, are made. The paper is made from trees, and I've always wanted to see a video of how that is made, and the wood is actually turned into paper. I mean, I just think that's so fascinating.
Turned into pulp, and then it's turned into pulp, and it becomes paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever done any voiceovers for an animated movie or anything? Because I think that would be so cool if you did.
Yeah, I did the superheroes for Warner Brothers. I played the Ultra Humanoid, and Batman series. I played Sherlock Holmes on one.
Oh.
Yeah, I've done several of them. Yeah.
I'll have to check those out, Ian, because I would love to hear that. I have to check that out.
I did them with Star Wars. Like he does a lot of the voices. And also Ed Asner, Gargoyles, I think.
Uh-huh.
Ed Asner and Shanice, Roddy McDowell. I've done a lot. I don't do so many now, but I used to do a lot of them. That is so cool, and I'm sure that whenever you were doing those, it was much different on dialogue than that of any soap operas or any other acting you've done, because you basically you just sit there, I guess, in a studio, and you have a headset on, and you're told you have a script in front of you what to say. You don't have to do much movement or anything. Mark Hamill, actually, I did one. I did several with Mark, but I remember when the first one I did, my character gets punched. Okay, I was like, well, you have to make the noise to speak. Well, what is it? So they were like, well, it depends. Like, if you get punched in the stomach, then it's 2 noises. It's like a whoa. Seriously? Like, no, somebody else doesn't make that noise for you? And they're like, no, you have to make the noise. And then, further on, I did it. And they're like, oh, now your character gets slapped. And I was like, well, what kind of noise would that be? Isn't that just a smack? And they're like, no, you have to kind of, So I kind of learned all of I kind of, like, my repertoire of, like violent, like, violent noises, sound effects. I had to learn that very quickly. Like, and, you know, and then if you get hit and then you fall slump to the ground, you have to do kind of a big kind of slumping sigh noise as the air escapes your body. I was like, oh my God, this is like, oh.
You know what that just reminded me of when you made that sound? It reminded me of the Tom and Jerry cartoons whenever the dog or something is coming after Tom and he hits him over the head with the hammer or the baseball bat.
Exactly, yeah. They tell their own sound effects on the physical.
And it's funny you brought that up because David was telling me on it because I asked him how they did all the sounds of the horses and gunfire and all that, but that being a radio series, Powder Burns and everything. He said that they have one of the director of the Powder Burns. He does all the like sound effects and stuff like that, and it's just so incredible, and amazing to me of how that's all done and put in there. And I think if I had to do an animated series and they told me to do a gun sound, I think I would just go pow pow, But yeah, I mean, that takes a lot of work too. I mean, even though you're not acting, moving around, you're still doing some form of acting,
Oh yeah, you have to commit just as much to it. Actually, you have to put it all into your voice. It's pretty physical. You got to move your body too, just to change the sound of your voice. But I know some people now, of course, completely different. Like way then they had coconut hooves, like horses, coconut shells for horses' hooves. Now, like some people I know, everywhere they go, they have a recording device. And they record every sound they hear, just because they can use it. They can use like the birds sing. They can use it.
Oh yeah. That's really
Very sophisticated now.
yeah. That's something to think about there. I mean, you never really think about that. I've never thought about that. But that's pretty neat. I mean, and pretty intelligent. And I got to tell you, Ian, out of all the people that I've interviewed over the years, I think you and Teo Pinglis are so fascinating and intelligent to talk to because y'all both have so much knowledge, that y'all portray and y'all put out to the fans and stuff, and it's just incredible,
Yeah, I think thank you. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Sam and I are definitely kindred spirits, and I like to share stuff like that because I find that's how I learned when I was young. Like people shared information and shared stuff and shared. So I like to. That's why I share my photographs that I take, and I share stuff that I enjoy. I like to share because especially social media now, people have access to stuff they otherwise would not have access to. So I like that. I think that's for me that is a great positive and the benefit of social media. Just exchanging information and also just knowledge, which is very important.
Yeah, it really is, and I know that there's a lot of like if over the years, like if somebody wants to be an actor or something, or actress, sometimes instead of the person listening to somebody that has came before them, like you who's been in the business since 1985, instead of someone that's young growing up and wanting to be an actor, instead of them listening some of the time, not all the time, but instead of them listening to the knowledge that the other person tells them or has for them, they just go, oh, I know all this, I know what I got to do, and I know all this, and they try to think that they know it all, but then when they get to acting and stuff, they're like, man, I should have listened to that man, or I should have listened to that lady because they knew what they were talking about, and I didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like usually once a year year I'll go to either acting school or a class of a friend of mine's teaching a class, and I'll just go and give a talk, and just sit and let people like just ask. And I'm very happy to share my experience and the lessons that I learned. And of course, I'm very honest about, you think you know it all only because you're afraid to listen and you're afraid to ask. And it's interesting because even, if I go do anything new now, it's like it's new. It's very new, and there's stuff to learn, and everything changes all the time. And it's very exciting just to sort of see, learn new things, just experience new things. Also to help the people alongside you, which is very important. And I guess it's some of a responsibility, and I think if you have any level of success, part of that responsibility to share your experience and share just positive aspects, lessons that people, that I have learned. Other people are very happy to always be, to help people. There you go.
I think it's wonderful to learn new things and knowledge, because without knowledge or without learning new things, you're just stuck in the same place you were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
yeah,
Also gives an understanding just of other people in life, and also it expands your mind, and also allows understanding of other things. So, that's the great thing for me, has always been, even though, travel for me, like I said, has always been a major part of my life, but it's also, I love going somewhere new and just learning stuff. I love mystery in life, but I love, when the mystery is taken out of something, because you begin to understand it. That's very important.
So let me ask you this really quick. So what other countries have you been to? Because I know, like Teo, I know he's been all places. He's been to Egypt and Spain and Greece and Italy. He's been all over the place. What other kind of countries have you been to, and what experiences did you take from them when you traveled and went there?
Like last year, when I was a kid, I went to Spain several times, and I spent a year there.
Uh-huh.
When I was 18, early 20s. I was there for a year, and I learned to speak a little Spanish, not as much as I should have done. I spent a lot of time in Italy, a lot of time in France. I worked in the modern France, and also Holland, and Italy, and Spain, and Portugal, North Africa, South Africa, Egypt, Russia, China. I spent 4 years in Japan on my contract when I was very young. So I worked all in Hong Kong, Guam, all over the Orient, doing commercials, Australia. I've been kind of almost everywhere, South America, which I really like. I love Latin culture, so kind of like Mexico, South America. I love Brazil, Argentina, Scandinavia. I love it. So I'm going back to work in Amsterdam, and actually just hearing stuff. I'll be there in June, first week of June.
That's amazing.
I should mention this in case I forget.
Uh-huh.
I don't mind. I'm going with the Legends of General Hospital, and we're going to be based this. We're going to be Bohemian Comedy Club, and we're doing two events that day to benefit the Sandy Rollman Ovarian Cancer Foundation. And I think we're pretty sold out. I think the Sandy Rollman, SandyRollman.org is the website.
Uh-huh.
And I'm doing that with Finola and Tristan. So it's Anna Scorpio, Emma Sams, who played Robert. Anyway, we're all going to be there. 2 days. It's 1 day in Philadelphia, and then we're going on to Boston. So it's the 5th and 6th, I believe.
That will be great. And she played Holly.
She played Holly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Holly. Yeah. William DeVry, he's very big for that as well. The over in cancer, and the event you were talking about. Let me just touch on that for just a second. Fans out there, if you are a soap opera fan, go to this event that Ian's talking about if you're in the area, because I had the privilege last year in May. No, it was June. June of going to a General Hospital fantasy weekend, and I got to meet William DeVry, Laura Wright, Dominique. I cannot never remember his name. He plays Dante on General Hospital. Donnell Turner, Vanessa Antoine, Rick Hurst, and Robert Palm Watkins. And these events, they're wonderful, that the soap stars put on for you. And the money that you pay to go to them, believe you me, it's worth the while. And they have class, they have dignity, and it's just a wonderful experience for you and your friends and the whole family. If you're a soap opera fan, and I promise you, it will be a day that you'll never forget. And just to get to go and meet, if you're in the area, go and meet Ian Buchanan, who played Duke Lavery, and Dr. James Warwick on Bold the Beautiful, and Finola Hughes, who plays Anna, and Tristan Rogers, who plays Robert Scorpio, and Emma Sims, who plays Holly. That's great. And also, folks, it's for a good cause, ovarian cancer. So, I mean, you should go and check it out. I mean, you really should.
Yeah, they're great fun for us, actually, because fans are very enthusiastic, and often, I mean, I do events now, and some people that I met when they were a little older than you, they were maybe like 15 or 16, and they still like come to events like 30 some years later. So.
Yeah, I'm 34 now. I'll be 35 next month.
Wow, there you go. Well,
yeah. so yeah, but I mean, it's for all ages. I mean, all ages enjoy it, and I rememremember when we went to the fantasy event. I got Dante tickled. He was laughing. I stood up and I said, because I call him Dante because I can't never pronounce his last name. Dominique. I know his last name starts with a Z, but I have the hardest time pronouncing his last name. But I told him, I asked him, I got a question for you. He said, yeah. I said, where in the world is Rocco? You and Lulu's daughter on General Hospital. We don't never see him. And he said, all I got to do is just throw him a doggy bone or something. He'll go to it. He just laughed. He said, no, I'm just kidding. He said, I don't know. I said, he said, he's probably at daycare or something. But it's just fun. I mean, it's really fun and enjoyable. And speaking of you as Ian Buchanan, can you tell us what the future holds for Ian Buchanan?
The future, beyond.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a busy summer. I'm going to go. I'm going to go to Philly and Boston, and then back here for a couple of days to LA. Then I go to London. I'll be there for a week, and then I go to Scotland for 2 weeks, and then Amsterdam for 5 days, and then London, I think, for a week. 2 days of work there, and then back here for June and July, New York in August, and then go back to Spain, Portugal, and Morocco in September, and then I'll be back here for the winter. God willing, that is what the future holds.
Wow, you do got a busy schedule, and you've already went up. I was going to ask you if you had any events you wanted to promote, but you've already promoted an event and let us know where you're going to be at. One other question I got for you, though, and because I was going to ask you this when you were talking about all the places you had been. Have you ever been to the Netherlands?
Yes.
You have? Okay. What's it like over there in the Netherlands?
Well, it's beautiful. I know it's not a big country, but it's beautiful. Yeah, I worked there in Amsterdam every Thursday. I go from London and work for the day because I had a contract with a catalog company.
Uh-huh.
Got to know it quite well and got to know the countryside quite well. It's very beautiful, very flat, but the city of Amsterdam itself is just quite extraordinary. Still on canals. It's really very beautiful. So I'll be there first week of June. I'll be there for some events. So I'll be in Amsterdam.
Well, that will be fantastic, and I always enjoy seeing all your beautiful pictures that you make and put on social media. The flowers and all the different colors and stuff. It's just beautiful, and I'll be sure and share this on your Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And once again, Ian, I want.
I'll be delighted to share it also and spread the word.
Okay, thank you so much, and once again, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on the WSE Lounge and come back for an interview. And thank you so much. And I hope when you go back and listen to this interview that you enjoy it, and you can also you'll see the video of me, and you'll see the wallpaper in the background of the show. And
I look forward to that. I've enjoyed talking to you, so I'm sure I will enjoy it. I don't usually enjoy listening to myself, but I shall look at you and see the wallpaper.
Okay, and you can see yourself on there too, so I'm sure that you'll like that. And I hope you have a great day, and hope you have a great Easter coming up. Hope you have a great Easter.
Give my very best to your father and tell him I'll keep him in my thoughts, Brian.
Thank you very much, sir. I sure will, and appreciate you being on, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Brian. All the very best.
You too. God bless. Bye bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Ian Buchanan from General Hospital, known as Duke Lavery, Bold and the Beautiful, known as Dr. James Warwick. He was also on Days of Her Life, known as Ian McAllister, and he was also on All My Children as well. He played a doctor on there, and I don't have that wrote down, but you all know who he played on All My Children. But hope you all enjoyed that, and I will be putting the poster out there for next week's guest, which will be a Days of Her Life and General Hospital legend, who also has appeared on kids' television show Sam and Cat on Nickelodeon, and also has appeared on Knox Landing, Hashins, and the soap opera Search for Tomorrow. So I'll be announcing that in just a little bit, so stay tuned to the WSE Lounge podcast page. And once again, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Ian Buchanan, and I'm going to go to a quick commercial break with the sponsors of the show, and then I'm going to let Hudson West close the show out.
Here on the WSE Lounge. Please go on Facebook and like Kristen Alderson Fans, and that is ran by Dottie Huckle. She does a wonderful job with that, so please go and like that page. It's a wonderful page. She gives you updated news of what is going on with Kristen Alderson. Also, another great sponsor of the show is WCW Retro, hosted by the Maestro of Professional Wrestling Stro, airs each and every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on VOC Nation Radio and Blog Talk Radio. So go and check that out. And also, another great sponsor, Soap Cities. You can go and find out the latest soap opera news of what's going on, the happenings, the comings and goings, and all the great news from the soap opera world, go to www.soapcities.com. And also go and check out Sonia Satra's Moda Size. It's for a fit mind and a fit body to help you out and to help you rejuvenate your body and to help you do all kinds of different exercises to help your mind. Go there to her website, www.moticise.com. Once again, thank you so much for all the sponsors of the WSE Lounge.